Hey, what's up guys? In this chapter of Clash Royale, the Mighty Miner moves faster. And it's been a disaster because he's been plastering damage on every single tower. When opponent's elixir is low, their morale will be at an all-time low too. When you get up close and personal, you have the power to blast the tower with a bomb and say so long and go to the other side. If the cost of the opponent's cards are too high, they can say goodbye to their chances of winning the game. These are my top 3 favorite Mighty Miner decks in the meta right now. So let's break them down, break down some towers, and assert dominance. Thanks to everyone that's using creator code SIRTAG to make all the daily videos and extra uploads possible. All right, we got a game against someone from the legendary world. Well, we're jumping right into the arena. I feel like this is the most legendary world on the planet, right? Or maybe it's the champion world with the Mighty Miner. Hey, that's what I was talking about. He heard my call and he's back in business. So I want to log on the Mighty Miner so I can maybe get a couple extra hits here and then keep the mortar alive a little bit longer. The fact is, Mighty Miner is quite possibly one of the best cards right now in the game, if not the best. So you guys got to be ready for that because they're going to put you to the test with Mighty Miners at every twist and turn. If you think that there's not going to be a Mighty Miner in your game, you are just having like some wishful thinking or something. So he's going to log an Electric Spirit, or no, Ice Spirit actually. So yeah, I was going to say it would probably be like a fast cycle deck with either Balloon or like Mortar or maybe just Miner Poison. And he's showcasing Mortar, so that's what we're playing versus. I'm in a minion horde here. It's able to kill the Dark Goblin and it will also start to work immediately on top of the Mortar as well. Wow, minion horde is such a good card. As you guys are noticing, the Dark Goblin's out of cycle, Ice Spirit's out of cycle. I think one of the minions will die and the other one will stay alive and it will get tanked for by the Miner. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of damage. 15% damage increases for this moment right now. Marvin is going to town. Oh my goodness. That is revolting how much damage I got. All right, so we're going to go and do this. We're going to Mighty Miner in the same side, and then we're going to Goblin Gang afterward, and then make sure that the Goblin Gang takes the majority of the damage. Wait, our Mighty Miner wins this interaction very well, because our Mighty Miner was the first one that was targeting, because yours was still loading into the map. This is incredible. I can Mighty Miner ability here and guarantee that we get more damage. No! No! So close, yet so far. All he had to do was drop his bomb on the tower. I was hoping that our opponent would drop goblins last second or something, and I guess I got greedy. I should have just dropped the Mighty Miner ability just a little bit faster. We're in a mortar here. He could go for a Dark Goblin. Oh, he's preemptively poisoning me, expecting me to minion horde. Well, I wasn't going to do that anyway. Mortar locks out of the tower and ignores the Miner. It's too close. It's like, nah, I'm a smart Mortar. Even though I don't have a brain, let's put you in some pain. Yo, that's incredible. The machines, the AI has evolved, and the Mortar is taking over the game in this legendary world. This is probably not the world that our opponent wanted to be playing in. I can go in for a Dark Goblin here, and even if he logs, I'm pretty confident that the Mighty Miner isn't going to take out our tower, because we've got our own Mighty Miner. You know, when a card is toxic and is one of the best cards in the game, sometimes you have to use itself to counter it. That's how we play out here. Oh, wait, watch this. If you guys haven't done this before, you go for the Mighty Miner ability right when the Mighty Miner is in the other side, like in the prior positioning of where the tower used to be, and then it immediately locks on your opponent's tower. So it didn't really matter in this situation. I definitely win this game. It was a fun one, but we'll bounce on next one. You got to appreciate this man's desire to play and try to fabricate some way to come back. But there was no way for him to overcome this deck's defenses. All right, we got a game here. So this guy isn't going to be cycling a single thing. I'm just going to go for Goblin Gang and take the opportunity to get some elixir out of him. A lot of times when they go in for like a bowler like that and they play pretty defensive, you guys already know it's either going to be like Lumberjack Balloon Freeze, or it's going to be a graveyard deck that this guy is just going to be the most patient person on this planet with. I'm going to go for Mighty Miner a little bit later so then we can make sure that our tower is going to help out so we can get a better trade. And I want to go in for like a Mighty Miner on the right-hand side just because I think it's important for us to, you know, to make the most of the ability to finish off the Lumberjack and then force out even more elixir. Like, all of the cost of the cards in this type of deck that he's playing is extremely high. If you're playing Balloon Freeze, which I'm assuming he's playing, every single one of his cards is like more than 4 elixir, right? Like, you're dropping like a bowler, you're dropping an Electro Dragon, maybe an Inferno Dragon. You're dropping hefty amounts of elixir every single time. So if I can spend 1 elixir to make sure that you drop another 4 elixir cost card to respond to my Mighty Miner, I'll do that every time I can. Also, the Goblin Gang is going to force out a Battle Healer, so I don't know what this is anymore. Wait, it's Elixir Golem. Wow, I completely got the deck wrong. I didn't expect this to be the case. I mean, he ended up having Bowler, and he ended up having Lumberjack, so what else was I to expect? Okay, I messed it up. I really botched the bag. I thought that would pull the Elixir Golem, but I guess not. So, it is what it is. We'll see if we can bounce back. Obviously, sometimes I do make misplays. Almost every time that I've dropped it in that placement, it's pulled to 4. I don't know what happened there. Well, I guess Mortar has a little bit lower of a pull radius than the Cannon would, so that's probably it. So I should have dropped my Mortar more so in the middle. My bad. You live and you learn. I'm going to go and click the Mighty Miner ability. I'm going to go on the other side. I also love the fact that this guy BM'd me and he's about to lose. The Mighty Miner is definitely locked on the tower, and that will take it out. And then the minions that have a 15% damage increase just mutilated your other tower. Are you laughing now? Are you giving us the well played? You know what? Let's give you the well played and then the ram remote. Very rarely do I ever give this to someone, but I feel like, you know, this is what you deserve. This is what you're looking like right now after you make that BM and then lose your tower, bro. We're going to go in for a minion horde here. We're definitely going to be able to go and collapse completely on top of that bowler, and then he's not going to have anything to stop the mortar. If he goes in for Electro Dragon, well, that doesn't distract my mortar. The mortar is going straight towards the dominant W, my dude. Also, a little bit scared of this guy going in for Elixir Golem, so I want to cycle my Mighty Miner early so I can cycle back to 2 Fireballs. A lot of people don't do this, but if you do, then this is how you're supposed to play. So I'm going to go and cycle a log whenever we can. Cycle back to another Fireball. With the Mighty Miner on the field, you're able to cycle back to multiple Fireballs way faster, so that makes a disaster for the opponent. Also, look at how many dragons he's stacking up. Wait. You have nothing. What are you doing? It's not like you have even arrows and everything's dead. No, it's not good luck. It's not good luck. You just didn't play as well as we did there, man. All right, yeah, sometimes people spam good luck whenever they lose a game, and it's pretty funny whenever that happens. It's like cognitive dissonance to the next level. Makes me happy to win this one, especially against someone that BM'd us and wasn't very nice to us at the start. When I made a misplay, he said, well played, and we bounced back and destroyed him. Winning games like that is a great vibe. Let's bounce on to the next one. So getting into the game against Javier, we have a really good starting hand. I love having Goblin Hut because there's really not much you can go wrong with when you cycle it. 3 Spear Goblins viciously being spammed at your opponent, giving you chip damage, forcing out Elixir. It's a good vibe. It's always nice. I hope that the Spear Goblins spawn fast enough, but they don't. So we're going to end up countering the Bandit, but yeah, it's fine. He's going to go for Baby Dragon. He's going to spend a bunch of Elixir afterwards too. I think I can go for Mighty Miner and go pull that. Yo, Mighty Miner on offense right now is going to be insane because our opponent just uses Dark Prince. Forcing out the Dark Prince early on is nice. We can go in for the Mighty Miner on the other side, and we didn't die to the Fireball? No! Dude, that's brutal. I thought the Mighty Miner was going to tank. I thought I timed it perfectly, but apparently all I did was just give him a premature death. I spent Elixir so he would die to the Fireball. So that's what I'm talking about. Mighty Miner's timings and skills and just using the ability at the right point. It's the difference between taking an entire tower or messing up and then giving your opponent a good trade. So in that specific situation, I think my opponent's saying, Jake, like, if you want to do those abilities, I'll give you 1 Elixir to do that every single time. My opponent would probably pay 1 Elixir for me to do that, honestly, like legitimately. If we can bait out the Dark Prince with the Mighty Miner, that's what we want. The Dark Prince isn't in cycle. He's going to have very limited answers besides Fireball, which I don't think he wants to be dropping on top of Mighty Miners and all these Zappies and all this other stuff. It just doesn't make sense for him dropping the Fireball because it doesn't give him counter push, right? So if he does it, we're going to get a good trade every single time. Also, I think that the Fly Machine is going to force out extra Elixir because that's going to lock onto the tower right now. You can't just let that roll. Dude, there's no way, right? That's 2 shots, right? Oh, it's only 1? I really thought the Fly Machine had a little bit more to muster. I thought it was going to give me a little bit more damage there. It's fine, though. As you guys are seeing, even if our opponent's got a Bridge Spam deck with Fireball and Dark Prince, it doesn't scare me. A lot of times they're going to have Poison, and then Poison's terrible because it doesn't do anything to any of your cards besides the Spear Goblin Hut. It can't kill your Royal Hogs fast. It can't kill your Fly Machine fast, and your Zappies are still able to put in work. So, yeah, I mean, it's nice to see Fireball here because it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge, especially with Dark Prince instead of Royal Ghost. Royal Ghost we're able to knock back with the Fireball, so could be a little bit more spicy and difficult. I'm going to go and click the ability so we can get away from the P.E.K.K.A. for a little bit and then distract a little bit longer. And then we can go for Zappies afterward. He's going to Fireball, which is completely okay because we can go for Royal Hogs here and then I can go for a Fly Machine. So the reason why I'm going aggressive Royal Hogs is because it's going to be able to pull back the P.E.K.K.A. and it's still going to give us damage at the exact same time. A lot of people don't think about that. If you're able to use a defensive card that also applies aggression, it's probably worth doing because you're able to get the best of both worlds. He's going to go and spam us very aggressively right now, but I'm pretty confident that I can go in for Zappies here and be okay. Even if he Fireballs all of them, it doesn't matter. I'm hoping he Fireballs all of them, actually. Please. Fireball my Zappies. No. Drops the Dark Prince instead. He knew what I was trying to do. I was trying to get him at a low amount of Elixir so he had no chance of defending. Now he's going to all in with everything he's got. So let's see if we can put this to the test and see if we can actually defend. I'm going to go for a Goblin Hut, and then I'm going to have to go in for a Fireball on everything as soon as the Dark Prince's shield is obliterated. If this Fireball comes down and it's able to obliterate the Baby Dragon, then we vibe. We know that the Fireball is going to come down, so we need to go in for Zappies, and then I can get a Barbarian Barrel down afterwards. So it doesn't look like the P.E.K.K.A is going to win him the game, but the rest of his cards are kind of scary. So I need to go in for a Mighty Miner here so then the Bandit doesn't lock onto our tower. I can go in for Royal Hogs afterward. Looks like the Dark Prince is going to lock onto that. Remember, he doesn't have Fireball and Cycle because he already casted it on my tower. So I can go and click the ability because it's going to be able to bounce back the Baby Dragon. Even though the Mighty Miner was about to die, knocking back the Baby Dragon was pretty big because, oh yeah, that's game. It put it down to the HP that all we had to do is go in for a Fireball with that last Royal Hog hit. Very good player, but he wasn't good enough to win that matchup. Royal Hogs, Royal Recruits in this new meta strategy is absolutely dominant. All right, this guy finished 158 in the world. Looking at his banner, he is definitely going to be OP, just like his clan name says. So we'll see what he's going to be pulling, if he's going to have any ace out of his hat, or if he's just going to be chilling and not cycling anything in the back. Okay, so a really good start for us. We're going to Fireball that immediately, just so I can get some extra damage and minimize the amount of value that he gets with his piggies. Obviously, not a great trade overall. -1 trade for him, but he gets 300 damage on the tower. If you think about that, every single spell costs 2 elixir, basically, and you're going to only get like 50 or 60 damage with each spell on the tower. So for 1 elixir, him getting 300, that's a ridiculously good trade. So what are we going to do? Oh my gosh, he's just eating all that damage. What the heck just happened? Why did he eat so much damage from the Royal Hogs? Did he not have a single good card in his hand? I think he's maybe going to end up having Royal Hogs, Royal Recruits with arrows. And if he doesn't have Fireball, that means that this matchup is definitely going to be in my favor then. So I'm going to go Goblin Hut defensively and just posture for a good position. Typically when we play him, oh no. Yo, he's going to have Fireball and arrows, but he didn't have Fireball and Cycle at the start. That makes so much more sense. So I need to cycle to my Fireball because he could Royal Hogs at any moment. Is he going to do it, or is he going to play passive? There's a better chance of me going for Royal Recruits if he's just going to play passive, but I don't know anymore. I kind of want to Fireball on this, and then the Mighty Miner can give us more value. It's really obvious, though. Oh my gosh. Wait, the Mighty Miner's on it, and he has no way of resetting it. Oh my gosh. Is the Mighty Miner going to take the entire tower? Dude, that was a lot of damage. That was a ridiculous amount of damage. I vibe with that. We're already doing 2,000 damage to the left-hand tower, and we have both of our towers helping out on the onslaught of aggression that our opponent's whipping out with his Royal Recruits. Definitely want to split up my Royal Hogs so we don't give him amazing Fireball value on both sides. So I'm expecting him to probably go in. Okay, I thought he was going to Fireball on the side that was lower HP, but he decided to go in for Goblin Cage and also his Flying Machine. That makes sense. I think that's a better decision on his end, actually. All right, so we're going to wait to the last possible second, then drop our Zappies on the Fly Machine, and then it'll also pull the Goblin Cage Brawler as well. But as long as it prioritizes targeting the Fly Machine, that's going to be best for me. I'm going to go in for another aggressive Mighty Miner. He's probably going to go, ooh, that's not the right play at all. Yo, this is really good for us. Is he able to afford the Royal Recruits? He does. Okay, so I want to click the ability here, and the reason why I'm clicking the ability is I just want to get damage on the Recruits. I think I can just go and cycle a Fly Machine and a Barbarian Barrel if he decides to spam in the other side. And without him having Fireball and Cycle, I don't think he has a good answer for Royal Hogs. If he goes Goblin Cage without Fireball, how is he expecting to finish this off? Definitely to get some superb Fireball value if I can hit the Goblin Cage Brawler too. And I do. I knock it slightly further back, allowing my Fly Machine to lock onto the tower and give us the entire game. So with 15 seconds remaining, there's no way for you to come back. I've got a Royal Hogs counter with Goblin Hut and Zappies, and you know it's over. You're not even going to try to come back in this game. Then some super dominant wins, even against a player that finished 150 in the world. Let's bounce on our next game and see if we can keep up the win streak. All right, let's see if we can keep it up. We are currently playing against the X-Force, so he seems a little bit scary. We'll see if he's got any extraordinary counters to our Hog Rider. So he's going to go for Bats. That's not really a good answer. I mean, we're going to be able to at least get 2 hits on the tower, and he's going to go for an Ice Golem. So it might be a Balloon deck. Ice Golem plus Bats makes me feel like it's going to be like Miner Balloon, but he's actually going to have a Hog Rider deck instead. That's a lot of damage on our tower with the Bats. At least the Musketeer can help out, so I don't have to spend any extra elixir against that Hog Rider. Typically, if you go in for a Mortar up top, you have to drop something else, or the Hog Rider is going to get hits on your tower. So having the Musketeer there already means that I don't have to spend anything else. So that got me out of a pretty big hole of elixir that I was going to have to spend. I'm going to go for an Ice Beard here because I don't want those Bats to be able to devour the Goblins too quickly, and I won't take any damage. So, he's not going to have Mini P.E.K.K.A and Cycle, so I kind of want to go in for a Mighty Miner and then a Hog Rider here. Dude, he's going to go Ice Golem at that exact moment? Yo, he's going indecisively like Dark Goblin on defense, and then also not having that much of an answer to the Mighty Miner. If I click the ability, I should be able to go and destroy the Bats, and I should crash into the tower right now. He's going to get an Ice Golem down to body block and push the Mighty Miner off. So he saved himself from utter devastation, but does the Mighty Miner retarget on the tower? No. It's chasing the Ice Golem. Mighty Miner. The Ice Golem, I would understand if that doesn't have a brain, but Mighty Miner, you're a human being. Your autonomy or anatomy allows you to make your own decisions. And you kind of should have a brain in that head, but I guess not, man. I guess not. You just wanted to die to the Ice Yeti. I'm going to go in for a Hog Rider counter with the mortar, and hopefully it splashes onto the Dark Goblin. I think it does. I think the Dark Goblin gets really close to the tower right now, and it dies the mortar shot. No! That was so sad. I'm incredulous the fact that that worked. That was so unbelievable. Whenever something like that happens in Clash Royale and you set it up perfectly and it doesn't work out, the disappointment, the disinflationary position that you're in, it's just, there's nothing that speaks to how sad that can be. I want to go in for like an Ice Spirit again, and then I want to go in for like a Musketeer in the same side as the Bats, but I can't really go for an aggressive Hog Rider counter up top because I need to be able to defend and not take the Bats damage that he would typically get. I'm going to go in for a Goblins here. Hey, wait. Now the mortar trolls me. The time that I go in for extra precautions to finish off the Dark Goblin, I didn't need to. I went in for a log, but I really didn't need to, so I wasted elixir there, guys. My bad, my bad. I'm going to go in for a Mighty Miner just to stop the Mini Pecker from crossing the river and keep our Musketeer alive a little bit longer. And then, I don't know if that was smart because, you know, I did save the Musketeer for a little bit of time, but I did lose a Mighty Miner, which was another 4-cost elixir. I'm going to go in for Ice Spirit plus Goblins if he decides to go for a Hog Rider on the other side. Oh, he's just dead. Yeah, there's nothing he can do anymore. Very fun game, but there wasn't much that our opponent had up his sleeve to come back in this one. GG, well played and peace out. As you guys can see, if you have Ice Spirit plus Goblins, that fully shuts down the Hog Rider. Mortar plus anything else like Ice Spirit or Log kills the Hog Rider very easily as well. So you have multifarious answers to Hog Rider when they're spammed at you. Meanwhile, you can spam as many Hog Riders as you want at your opponent's towers. Got the best of both worlds, shutting down Hog Riders and spamming them at the same time. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an incredible rest of your day.